Hi, it's Greg Archer with MovieWeb. How are you both today?
Good.
Good, Greg. How are you?
I am good. I'm evolving. Uh, congrats on this wonderful film. Very fun, very great. I love the ensemble cast and the whole premise and concept. And Lil Rel, you're a great figure outer in this movie. When you read the script, did you see it coming? Did you have a clue who may have done it?
That's a good question. No, not when I was first reading it. I couldn't wait to kind of see how everything would unfold. And then, once I read the whole script, and then once we started kind of going through more things, I wanted to make sure that nobody figured it out. And so to make all the characters look as guilty as they did was very important. Everybody had to look like they did it. You know what I mean? And so that was really important, especially after I read it the first time, because I didn't want nobody to figure this out.
Right.
I don't know if it was easy for you to figure out, but
No, I appreciated the twist. So congratulations to all of you. Um, Michael, how would you describe Lil Rel on set? What is he like?
He's the hardest worker in the room, always. Uh, Obviously hysterically funny, always, and you never know what's going to come out of his mouth during a take, which makes it really fun when the camera is rolling. But Lil Rel is, I would work with him in a heartbeat, anytime, anywhere. He is a brilliant, not only just actor, but Rel also produced this and was really good with keeping the story and going through every little point in the story, because I'm also a writer and I really want the story to work. And nothing passed him by where it's like if there was a little thread that maybe needed a tightening, Rel always found it and in a polite way would fix it.
I like that. I like that. Thank you for that. Um, Lil Rel, can you talk about Jillian Bell's character? I mean, I didn't see that sort of coming, and I love what she brought to it. And I'm wondering how you two developed this very um, frenetic, kind of kooky character named Vivian, who comes back for this reunion.
that's Jillian Bell's brilliance. Actually, she's so funny, and it's scenes and it's so interesting because I feel like every character has their scene. And when she gives her speech, is so. I remember us laughing so hard after each take because you didn't know what she was gonna do, right? And she did everything differently each time. Jilly is just a brilliant performer, and when she hones into a character, which is what I love about her, she's zoned in. And it's tough because now that we talking about it, because I feel like Jillian be so in character, like we'll be laughing really hard, and it takes her a second before she even understands what she just did. It's one. I think one of the when she opens up and just start clapping, like the first time she did that was so funny, man. And I don't even think we got through the first take when she first did it because I think everybody started laughing. Just because I didn't know she was gonna do that. And so when she just started applauding.
I love that. I love that. Michael, thank you for that. Michael, what do you feel is most challenging these days with ensemble comedies and being part of ensemble comedies as in a changing media world?
Probably making sure that each character is important. I think that's probably the challenge. And sometimes I feel when I'm watching something that isn't quite working, maybe they didn't need so many people, or maybe they needed to hone in a little bit on some of them so that we know who they are and we care about them.
Right. Thank you. And Lil Rel, what do you find more intriguing, more challenging, or just the difference between producing and acting?
The big thing for me, and it's so interesting because I think it has something to do with being an actor, but making sure everybody's voice is heard. And that was for this specific movie, it was important for me to hear what everybody thought in the cast. and we made sure those ideas went to the director and to the other producers. Like this was to me a rare cast where like everybody had this brilliance to them, and so everybody's opinion was so important and it helped out so much. So as much as some of us may get credit like Jillian and Billy, who are also producers, I felt like everybody pretty much produced it. And so like whenever we would have our discussions at lunch, or because we all got really tight, or even when we went to dinner and we would talk about things, and we knew to go the next day and say, hey, we have to do this better, this and that, or this character should have this to say, or this, why would this character do that? And so we did a lot of that. And I just applaud Michael and Nina and Jamie and Chase and Billy and Jillian. It was, it's a weird reference, but it felt like the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I can get that. I can get that. All right, so play with me here for a little bit. There you are at your reunion. Both of you can answer this. What are one or two things your former classmates would say about who you were back then?
See, nobody being honest now, so I don't know. Like now everybody acting like I was so cool and whatever. It's like, come on, man.
I think if they were being serious, that they would have thought, what a nerd. I was never last pick in gym. I was always second to last pick in gym. There was somebody slight, just a little bit worse than me, but so.
I love that. So Lil Rel, you don't think people, they would just say you're cool?
That's what they've been doing lately. But if they were being honest, they would have to call me a nerd. And I was like a basketball loving nerd. And then like my senior year, we decided to have a drama department, and that was fun to do. So I was that. I was like, I say this though, a lot of my friends say they not surprised that I end up doing film and television.
I love that.
I talked about it all the time. And so
that's cool.
I'm from Chicago.
I was in a comedy class in high school. I forgot about this, but we would write little sketches, and then our audience was the kids in detention. So we would go into the detention room and do our little skits, and they would, they laughed, and that was my first audience for like comedy. It was like I made the detention kids laugh, and they're always in a bad mood. So yeah,
that's great. Lil Rel, I'm from Chicago as well, in the suburbs. So I'm wondering how growing up in Chicago influenced you to make the choices to be the person that you became today. And was there one person that really was like, wow, thank goodness for that person?
David Burns was a counselor at my high school. They had like a extra counselor program. I don't know why they brought him in, but they did. And I remember meeting with him, and I think I said something funny, and he would just be dying laughing. And so I couldn't wait to go to his office just to talk to him because he thought I was really funny. And so I literally be having stuff. He didn't know I was trying stuff on him that I thought was funny. And so it's basically me trying bits on him. And he became one of my really good friends, was my counselor. Like the first time he's the first person I ever told I wanted to do stand-up. And we tried to get me in the comedy club. And this is so crazy. We called the club and everything. And at that time it was a club called All Jokes Aside. They had just closed. And man, we was trying to get in there. It's like, yo, we just closed. But he thought I can do comedy, and he doesn't even like taking credit for that, man. He's such a good dude. And it's so interesting. Like that's so important for any young person to just have an adult that's paying attention to you with stuff like that. Because my parents really weren't gonna take that serious. Me telling me I want to do stand-up comedy, but Mr. Burns did. He thought I was hysterical. He put me on Mint Condition too, one of my favorite groups now of all times.
Right.
Because of Mr. Burns.
Because of Mr. Burns. We thank Mr. Burns. Thank you both for your time today and fun film. Congrats.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.